كيفك؟
منيحة
الحمد لله. وين انت قاعدة هلا؟
بمطبخ خالته أم رفعت.
Having your breakfast? صحتين.
عم تاكل؟ كيف ماما غيرتها؟
في فوق.
هاي حلو ماما دبرتي حالك.
في فوق بالأوضة.
طيب روح اجيب لها ماما، روح اجيب لها بابا.
شو لابسين زي بعض طيب توينز؟
لا حول ولا قوة.
ليه في بروتين معها هاي.
سلمى.
هاي معها بروتين زهر. لا بس لا الثاني.
كيفك يا سلومة؟ ساعدك وبعد توسخي وعيك بس تفتحيها. خدي تاخدي صوريني انت وانا بساعدك.
عضلاتك.
ايه؟
عضلاتك.
عضلاتي؟
وز عندك.
طبعا عندي. واحد اثنين.
اوف.
That was easy. piece of cake. يلا هيني جاي. خلص اعملي ستوب هنا. I'll take care of it.
In his community, he has served as the chair of the Pomona Youth Collaborative for over 20 years. He's the chair of the PAC Committee on Hate Crime for the city of Pomona, and is a steering committee member of the Pomona Mayor's Task Force on Youth. In essence, Mr. Frank Garcia's life has been driven by a pursuit for education and a true passion for serving others. And I must add, as a member of the chamber, I have watched him treat people with tremendous respect and dignity, no matter what their walks of life are. I'd like to introduce to you a friend, Mike.
Dr. Paul. Well, what a wonderful day it is. As we drove down here, we took a look at how beautiful it is outside. And then I was even more impressed when I came and saw all of you getting ready for this graduation. My wife Kathy and daughters Teresa and Cynthia are sitting right there, and they've threatened if I take too much time, they're going to drag me off the field. So, because this is for you, this is not about us, this is really about you. So I'd be very interested. I know you have the Long Beach. Is Long Beach here? Would Long Beach and their parents please stand? Just stand real quickly. Long Beach and the parents. Okay, Long Beach. We salute you. You have West Hills. If West Hills is here, I understand. Would you stand? All right, West Hills. The parents as well. And then is there anybody from San Diego here? Or they did theirs? Okay, but then you have Pomona. And Pomona's where it's got. We're very proud of all of you, but we're proud of Pomona because that's where DeVry started. But Irvine, let's hear Irvine. Please stand, Irvine. Thank you very much. Oh yeah, we did Long Beach. Thank you. So, when I was asked to speak before you, I thought, how much time do I have? And they said 10 minutes, and then they said 15 minutes, and then they said 20. I said, there's no way. As a principal of high school and middle school, I remember graduations, and I always try to get them out in a timely fashion, because again, you're here to celebrate your graduation, and you have your parents, and you've driven a long way, and so we're going to do this and try to get some message across to you. I wasn't even sure what I was going to talk about, because there's so many things you can talk about. It's almost like doing a PhD. You have to delimit what you're going to focus on, because you can talk about anything, and there's so many subjects. But I asked Dr. Paul and Kathy Salata, who works at the Pomona campus, can I come to your campus? Can I walk around? Can I get a feel? Can I talk to some of the students? And they said, we'd love to have you. So I went down to the DeVry at Pomona, and we went down to the store. And the first person I ran into was Marco Torres. And he's the ASB. Marco's the ASB Vice President of the Pomona campus. And I said, Marco, tell me your story. Why are you here? Why did you come to DeVry? He said, you know, it's interesting. I was at Monsac, and I just didn't get into it for some reason, whatever reason. It's not a bad school. I just did not get into it. And he says, and my father, he said, you know, I have a friend whose son went to DeVry, and he did very well. And he says, and you know, they decided to help me go to DeVry, and it wasn't easy. Because you guys know how much you pay to go to DeVry. It's not cheap. And he said, and my parents were migrant farm workers, and they worked in the strawberries, and they had a tough time, but they took care of us, and they brought us up. And he said, and so they sacrificed, and I'll always remember that. But then he said, I'm kind of sad, and I'm kind of happy. And I said, well, first of all, what are you happy about? He said, well, because I'm going on. I'm going to go into the next level. I'm going to go into the graduate school. And he said, but I'm kind of sad because 3 of my friends have finished, but they decided this is as far as they're going to go. He said, but I'm also very happy for them because every one of them got a good job. Every one of them is making good money. And that's a real tribute to your school, Dr. Dishman. That's a real tribute to your deans, it's a tribute to your faculty, and it's a tribute to your staff. Because if I walk down that campus, I talk to everyone. I talk to the custodian. The custodians, they didn't even speak good English, but they were so proud to be there. And that campus was the cleanest I've ever seen. So it shows the pride that you have, one grade at a time, and you've reached this level. So I want you to think about that. Give back. When I finished, I was involved with the community as the youth collaborator for the same reason. Pomona has many challenges, but it's got many people that are working towards those challenges. You've got nonprofits that are helping youngsters. You have the YMCA, you have the Boys and Girls Club. So I would collaborate with these groups because we wanted to give back and make sure that these youngsters all had a chance to get to the level where you are, where they would stay out of gangs, where they would stay out of drugs, where they would continue and graduate. So that's the other thing that we did. I retired after 35 years with the school district. And many of you would wish you were retired now. I know it because I've talked to you guys. I'm amazed. I talk to young people and they say, boy, if I could retire. What are you talking about? You haven't even started. But that's a real feeling. We all, you know, we work hard and we're ready to take it easy a little bit. And so after retiring for 35 years, sometimes it was like jumping from one ice floe to the next, running a school, managing the school. I finally retired and I thought I would love the retirement. And then I saw what about Schmidt, about people who retire and have nothing to do. And it really affected me. I was actually frightened to retire. So I got back involved with the community. I joined the Chamber of Commerce. I became the president, and I became, now I'm the executive director, so I'm back to work. And the reason I did all that is because I'm back involved. I'm working with people. You're all going to be at the level of a manager or some supervisor. Always remember that you're going to have to make some tough decisions. You might even have to release somebody. You might have to fire someone. Always remember never to take their dignity away. They're hard decisions. You may have to make those decisions, but do it in a way. And it's the 3 Ds. Imagine a pyramid with 3 points. And the first point is due diligence. That means you work hard. You prepare. You stay up on the research. You're very serious about your job. And the second one is due regard. That means you really care for people. Your heart is out for people and you love your friends and your comrades and your families that have supported you. And the last one is due process. You've done a good job. I salute your parents, and thank you for having me here.
Thank you, Mr. Garcia. At each commencement ceremony, we honor particular students for their outstanding achievements in and out of the classroom. This morning, the Outstanding Student Awards will be presented by Professor Diane Urban. Dr. Urban.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and graduates. I am Professor Diane Urban, and on behalf of DeVry University, I have the privilege this morning of announcing the recipients of DeVry's top honorary undergraduate award. The Outstanding Student Award is presented to a selected student at each campus who has earned outstanding academic achievement by maintaining a 3.5 grade point average or higher. And in addition, this student has displayed outstanding student leadership qualities. They have been exceptionally active in student life activities during their time at DeVry. This recipient must also demonstrate integrity, dependability, enthusiasm, positive attitude, and leadership in his or her involvement in clubs, the associated student body, and other campus activities. Today we have 2 award recipients representing the Long Beach and Pomona campuses. And as I call your name, if you please join us on stage. Dean Tom Danini from Long Beach will greet our Outstanding Student Award recipient from the Long Beach campus, Terrence Gomes. Terrence, if you would please join us. And Dean Amjad from the West Hills campus will greet our Outstanding Student Award recipient from the Pomona campus, Carrie Ann Bryan.
At this time, we are honored to recognize our graduating student speaker, who today is Amjad Zayed. Please join me in welcoming Amjad to the podium.
Thank you, Dean. Good morning, everybody. Dr. Nishnan, our faculty, our guests, and my fellow DeVry and Keller graduates. Our progress from first-year students to graduates has indeed been one long, interesting journey. A journey that not only showed us how to survive academically, but also taught us about morality, leadership, and believing in ourselves.
So this man.
For the last 3 years, we were instilled with morals. Morals that we learned from DeVry's faculty and from coming together as students. Our faculty were honest, and so were we. Our faculty were loyal, and so were we. Faculty gave us all they had to offer, and in return, we offered our creativity, awareness, and our individual perspectives. As a foreign student, it was hard at first. I was not only new to DeVry, but I was also new to the country. I had to learn how to live in a new culture. A culture of freedom, courage, and democracy. Now, 3 years later, I don't feel like a foreigner anymore. But I remember the first time I stood in front of the class. I remember it was a complete disaster. But I also remember my peers applauding me, and they gave me advice that I will benefit from for the rest of my life. I also remember the professors that were there for us. They made us believe that we could take over the universe if we want to. They may have made us stay up all night studying for an exam. But the knowledge we gained will last us all our lives. As my father, and perhaps your parents always said, no pain, no gain. Today a new chapter of our lives ended, and soon we're going to start a new one. We're going to start a new chapter that we are going to write the pages for. Through our progress in the corporate world. With small but determined steps, we are going to reach new heights. Through whatever lies ahead, we're all going to remember our memories here at DeVry. We'll always be grateful for the times we spent here, sharing a little bit of ourselves with a lot of friends. My dear graduates, if I can leave you with one piece of advice, it would be to always be yourselves. If you speak with an accent, then speak with an accent. Don't beat yourself up trying to be something you're not. People will highly respect you. Thank you all for coming today as I present to you class of 2006.
Thank you, Amjad. We have now come to that very important part of this morning's program in which we have the honor of presenting the candidates for graduation. I ask you to hold your applause for the graduates of each program until all of them have been presented.
Amjad.
At this time, will the ushers and presenters please take their places. Dr. Amir Nilipur, Dean of Academic Affairs, Southern California, will signify the certification. Dr. Nilipur will now present the candidates for graduation. Dr. Nilipur.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. My name is Amir Nilipur. I'm the Dean of Technology Program in the past and recently Dean of Academic Affairs. Welcoming all the participants in this graduation. As the Dean of Academic Affairs of DeVry University, Southern California, I take great pleasure and honor in certifying the graduates in the Master's, Bachelor of Science and Associate Applied Science degree programs to Dr. Dishman and our deans and esteemed faculty. Today's commencement. Serio. That was good. Siricorn Dondon Noi.
صوتك بصدمة يا ليلى.
Johnny Jai Young with distinction. Melissa Billiman with distinction. Terence Medrisky. Rowena Pasquale. Pavna Galeria with distinction. Sam Buntoon. Nanganpa Ditia Hannon. Imelda Perez. Greg Grims with distinction. Subhatra Dinakar. James W. Farmer Jr. Hugo Alvarez with distinction. Cherise Davis. Patrick Moon with distinction. Paul Dottie with distinction. Thomas Robinson Jr. with distinction. Jeremy Greitner with distinction. Stephen Benz Jr. with distinction. Jack DeBond. Carolyn Rosie. Jonathan Limbo with distinction. Jose
Please join me in congratulating all the graduates of my master's program. I would like now to introduce Greg Renier and Alex Kunoraz, who will bring forward the undergraduate candidates.
Thank you, Mr. Barrios. We will now bring forth the candidates in our Bachelor's of Science degree programs, beginning with Business Administration, Computer Information Systems, and Technical Management programs. Will these candidates please come forward?
Right next to the lady.
Hein Pan.
John Wittenberg.
Eric Gonzalez.
Rocky Gaspardi.
راح استعريها منهم هاي الزمارة.
Joshua Cunningham.
Marlon De Jesus.
Philip Onstadt.
Shiro Lee, sum cum laude, 4.0.
Terrace Gomes, cum laude.
Maria Sanchez.
Liza Santiago, summa cum laude.
Michelle Newman.
Kari Bryan, magna cum laude.
David Scott Gonzalez.
Matthew Moroto, magna cum laude.
Tracy Ann Kunku.
Alan Chow,
Ramon Lopez.
Sampok Chalu Sangdi, magna cum laude.
Wanisha Gosi.
Grace De Los Santos, cum laude.
Maria Dacane.
Victor Liu, magna cum laude.
Alicia Murillo, cum laude.
Jessalyn Armendariz,
Isadra Oredo.
Nabel Sawami, magna cum laude.
Furcita de los Reyes.
Timothy James Youngdahl,
Joshua Gonzalez, magna cum laude.
Patricia Adrian Diaz,
Stephen Terracina, cum laude.
Tabitha Munson, cum laude.
Miriam Molina.
John Morton,
Rebecca Hall.
Marilyn Payan,
Yolanda Torres, magna cum laude.
Carrie Blazer,
James Stein.
summa cum laude 4.0.
Fabian Zaragoza.
Luz Hernandez,
Yusuf Al Youssef, magna cum laude.
Mishihoro Ikutua,
Mark Paras, magna cum laude.
Antonio Munoz, cum laude. Now we will bring forward the candidates in the Bachelor's of Science in Computer Engineering Technology, Electronics, Engineering, Technology, and Network and Communications Management programs. Will these candidates please come forward?
امشي مع الاسماء هلا.
Jeff Delgado. Ian Sir. Ernesto Gallarado.
قديش توقف قدام الناس؟ بدك تقعد زي هذاك.
Serge Golian, magna cum laude. Sofan An. Timothy Polakar, cum laude. Jared Trask, cum laude. Jeffrey Reyes, cum laude. Richard Ty. Ivan Romero, cum laude. Carlo Ponce. William Martinez. Blake Garcia, magna cum laude. Pettis Manuel Ramirez. Daljit Singh Mavi. Kingyong Cha. Steve Barriga. David Dajari. Mario Aldaba. Keith Oakley. Ishmael Plata. Rafael Torres. Arturo Aguilar. Amjad Ziad. Magna cum laude. Tony Vielas. Derek Amblis. Frederick Kruger, magna cum laude. Robert Batas. Philip Muriel. Randall Mercado, cum laude. Thomas Nagy. Carrie Evelyn Deshawn Mixon. John Kessler. David Archenbach, summa cum laude. Ara Barsharet, magna cum laude. Steve Senso. Eric Esquivel. Marvin, please join me in congratulating graduates in the Bachelor of Science division. We will now certify our candidates in the Associate of Applied Science in the Electronics and Computer Technology program.
Amjad.
Will these candidates please come forward?
ما عم يطلع واضح. بس هيك عم يطلع بشكل غريب.
To confirm these graduates. Dr. Neelyboard.
Thank you, Mr. Bernard. Will the graduates stand? University and the Kelley Graduate School of Management, we congratulate all of you on your major accomplishment. Today marks a major milestone for each and every one of you. The moving of the tassel on the murder board from the right to the left historically symbolizes the transition from student to graduate. At this time, I ask that all of today's graduates please move your tassels from right to left. Again, I would like to recognize the graduates of DeVry University, and they've been facing the deans and the faculty in this fashion. I want them to turn around to the audience, and I want the audience to give them a round of applause.
شايف يا أمجد أنت؟ وينه؟ خذ صوري من عندك. أمجد!
أمجد شفنا! أمجد!
Thank you, Dr. Nilapur. We're almost done. Congratulations. You're now graduates of DeVry University and Keller Graduate School of Management. And what makes it particularly interesting is this is our 75th anniversary year, so this is a special class. We would like to extend our appreciation and gratitude to the faculty and staff of DeVry University and the Keller Graduate School of Management for preparing these graduates to achieve this major accomplishment. Finally, and most importantly, the graduate staff and faculty wish to extend their sincerest appreciation to the families, friends, and community members who have supported these graduates throughout their years as students, and who, in so many ways, have made this commencement possible. I would now ask everyone to please remain standing or stand, and remain standing to honor our graduating class. Please remain standing until all the graduates have filed out in the processional, and thank you for joining us in this morning's commencement ceremony.
أمجد وانت طالع تطلع انت رايح سلاخة سمعتوني والصرخة؟ شرفك؟ بحصوتي
ابو شباب خذ صوري في هذا.
Oh, happy birthday! This song? This song?
Yeah, congratulations and happy birthday!
Don't confuse me with what?
They're not.
تعال احكي لك كلمة لأمجد. ألف مبروك لأمجد وفرحتنا اليوم كبيرة بنجاحك وعقبال الماستر والدكتوراه وترجع لعمان رافع راسك لجدادك وستاتك عماتك وخالاتك وعقبال يا رب اللي عايزين النجاح العظيم والعودة إلى فلسطين. طلعة
اوكي يلا واحدة عشان امك مع اخوي واحدة عشان الحبايب اندليت الحمد لله على السلامة.
تقبل الله.
يلا مبروك.
الله يبارك فيك.
ان شاء الله
تسلم.
الماجستير وبعدين العروس.
الله كريم.
يعمل زي ما عمل بدر وهو يشتغل عمل الماجستير.
الله كريم.
يلا.
شو البطارية الثانية؟
الشنطة بالمرة. طولي هذا بدك. خلاص روح اذا احتاجناها بنجيبها بعدين.
تاخذين امجد جوا؟
هلا حكينا معه.
انا خايف راح محل ثاني هو.
لا هي السيارة اللي معه.
لا. هي المسجد بتاعته؟
لا اللي جنب المرسيدس. هذه بوقفها بس اعملهاش المرسيدس. فتح افتح. شنطة الكاميرا العادية أخذتها ليلى؟ جاكيتي؟ شو حاج؟ تفضلوا.
هاي بابا.
كل شيء بالطاولة.
صار معي شهادة. من زمان بدي أوصل لك.
عشان اعمل فرايد رايس.
ايوه. ما اظن انا عم بشرب سائل ولا.
Well, 2 days must be every day. Would you like to come over here and do this? Just give it a try. Come on, come here. Let's try it. Come here.
But what happens if he breaks it?
Why? As long as he doesn't do it to anyone, so it's fine.
Okay.
Let me show you first, okay?
Thank you.
Alright, make this flat, slide it. You know when you kick it, go down with it. And especially for 4 of you, you please sit back. Sit back. Yeah, that's not enough. Sit back. Ready? Right. Give it back and don't touch the grill, okay? Yep, 1, 2, hold on. Give back another one. Alright. Nice, alright. Okay, last one. Just one more time. Last one.
هو هيك بيتكسر هو عشان هيك سائل.
You got it? Okay. Alright, come on. Thank you so much. Come on, everyone. Give you a clap. Thank you. Anyone else, maybe? Anyone else? No one? No one? Right? No one? Okay. Oh, you want to try?
No, I'm fine.
Let me do it then.
Like Pandora. شغليها لانها بتصير اسهل.
Happy graduate, Amjad. Make a wish. Big one. Yeah. All right.
Nothing, just leave me alone. Take it. 9